Am I the asshole? For throwing a tantrum at my mother for cutting into a cake I baked into for the family? IF, 17 baked a cheesecake for my family to share, and I was letting it cool down when my mother cut herself a slice. It was still hot so it crumbled in on itself. I was really upset because I had worked super hard to make it and I was hoping to take photos. Also the cheesecake doesn't taste right when hot. So I yelled at her, why would she do that, especially since I'd already told her that the cheesecake needed to cool for 8 hours. My mother says since she paid for the ingredients and pays the bills that lets me use the oven, I have no right to complain about it. Also if it's for the family, why does it matter if it tastes better when it's cool? It's her choice as the person that wants to eat it. And she grounded me for being disrespectful and a selfish bitch. My brother is on her side and says I need to get over it. Why do I care so much over a cake? Who cares, we all ate it anyway, isn't that what you wanted? Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Excuse you for wanting to prepare the cheesecake properly and allow it to cool as it's supposed to. Does your mom have so little patience and so little respect for the effort you went through to make it that she couldn't wait until it was ready? I don't think she would die from not having not finished cheesecake at that exact moment. Imagine if she'd eaten not fully cooked chicken or some other meat dish just because she wanted it right then. Selfish bitch. This alone makes your mom the R. No mother should call their child this for trying to kindly bake something for the family to share. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You live with shitty people. Don't ever bake for them ever again. Seriously. Your mom's argument about paying for the ingredients doesn't fly because your cheesecake or any home-cooked food is not just an assembly of the ingredients it took to create it. It took time and care and experience to make, all of which came from you. As a home cook myself, I know making anything, even a relatively simple dish, can be a lot of work and a pain in the behind. So it hurts when someone ruins it, because what that implies is disrespect. Disrespect for the cook and disrespect for the time and effort the food took to make. So yes, you were justified in being mad. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Your mother has the patience of a 5-year-old. Since she is paying for everything, let this be the last time you bake a cake for anyone. Not the asshole, don't cook anything for this ungrateful family again. Onion soup. It was a big batch of onion soup I made from scratch, cutting 5 cups of onions by hand, then left simmering while I went babysitting for a few hours. When I got home, it was all gone. My parents and brother ate it all. 55 years ago, I'm still angry. Tell your greedy mother that she has that to look forward to, a half-century of resentment. And don't bake in her house anymore. You're not the asshole. Not the asshole, but it kind of sounds like she grounded you because she didn't have the willpower to wait until the cake had cooled or until you even offered it to the family to dive in. I don't see where you were being selfish at all. I guess don't put effort in for the family if they aren't going to respect it. Not the asshole. Your mom was very rude to do that, and her justification for doing so was absolutely ridiculous. You put in the hard work of making the cheesecake and were happy for your family to eat it, once it had cooled. Grounding you for getting upset and speaking your mind is a huge overreaction on her part. I'm a mom, and a grandma. My granddaughter is your age, and she also loves to bake. I would never cut into something she made without asking her first. I'm sorry you're dealing with all this. You didn't do anything wrong. I paid for the ingredients and you used my oven so I can do what I want with it? Do you live with your mom or a brat middle school kid? No real mom talks like that. Next time just don't cook in the house, ever. Bring home your own stuff and stuff your face and don't share with her, and especially if she has friends over, repeat the scene for her and remind her it's her own words. Not the asshole. You told your mother it needed time to cool and she chose not to listen. The ingredients that she paid for went to waste. Not the asshole. The ingredients didn't magic themselves into a cheesecake. There was labor involved which she doesn't own. Second, calling you a B word is disgraceful. Third, yes, she pays for your food and the bills because she is legally obliged to. As you are under 18, she isn't doing you a favor, it's a must she has to do. She doesn't need to give you expensive things but a roof over your head, warm water, electricity, food. Yes, she has to do that. She chose to be a parent and you are still legally a child. Third, don't make any food for them again, or as someone else suggested, make single portion for yourself. A mini one-person cheesecake, etc. Definitely not the asshole. And perhaps the yelling was a bit unnecessary, but I totally understand considering you worked so hard on it and even told her that it needed to cool. It's also concerning that she jumped straight into my house, my ingredients, my oven. Not the asshole. It's time to stop cooking for your ungrateful family. Not the a-hole. Who eats hot cheesecake? She didn't buy you the ingredients, you made the cheesecake from ingredients in-house. By the way, having the ability to bake can lead you into some independence. Have you thought about selling your baking on Facebook? I say this because you need to get out of SASP and the fresh baking stuff is pretty reliable. Not the asshole. Be petty and put the rest of it in the bin. Your mother is way out of line, aka the massive R. My mother says since she paid for the ingredients and pays the bills that lets me use the oven, I have no right to complain about it. Also, if it's for the family, why does it matter if it tastes better when it's cool? It's her choice as the person that wants to eat it. And she grounded me for being disrespectful and a selfish bitch. My brother is on her side and says I need to get over it. Why do I care so much over a cake? Who cares, we all ate it anyway. Isn't that what you wanted? Defac? No, seriously, defac. Not the asshole, get out of there. What a ridiculous family you have. Nata, also no more cake for them. Not the asshole, sorry, you pretty cake was destroyed. Dot and pp, show some impulse control. Not the asshole. The cost of ingredients and electricity is significantly less than the cost of labor. Don't make cakes for your family again, they don't deserve it. Your mother is an asshole. She destroyed your work and disrespected your boundaries. Start planning how to move out and make your own life as soon as possible. Not the asshole at all. Not the asshole. This has abusive and controlling undertones. Has anything similar happened before? TBH with me, as soon as she started with the I paid for the ingredients speech, I'd have picked up the whole cake and splattered it on the floor so nobody gets any, and wouldn't make any more cakes again. Sorry to say, but she seems extremely toxic. I bake a lot of cakes myself, so I know how that feels. I paid for the XYZ, so I can do what I want. That kind of shit always comes back to karmically bite the speaker in the ass, be it a week or a decade later. Not the asshole. They don't deserve your efforts. Not the asshole. Your mum sounds awful. My parents would never speak to me like that. They would also respect the effort I put into my cooking. I used to bake and they would wait until I said they were ready. I would suggest not cooking for your family any longer. Your mother is being nasty to you for her own impatience. Not the asshole. Don't cook for them anymore. If they can't be civil, why bother? Or girl, I'm sorry. My mother used to hang the same crap over my head when I was young. This is my house. I do what I want and you have to shut up and deal with it. It's honestly really immature and shows a lack of interpersonal and parenting skills. Not the asshole. I make cheesecakes for the holidays and it's a lot of work. One cheesecake takes 12-14 hours minimum to make correctly. Not letting the cake cool defeats the purpose of making a cheesecake. Your mother could have microwaved all the ingredients together if she wanted hot cream cheese and sugar. She ruined your cake. I wanted to say you overreacted, but your mother's reasoning and reaction is fucked up, so it's a not the asshole from me.